All right. Finished up another DC Silver Age Omnibus. Now, these take me a while to read, and I like to read them, and they're a lot of fun, but what I do is I read one or two, maybe three a day. It takes frequent breaks because it's tough to, like, these aren't like big stories that you read all the way through. It's just like they're all very singular things, and they've got a lot of dialogue. They're very slow-paced compared to modern stuff. And these ones are really wacky. Superman, Batman, World's Finest, Omnibus Volume 1. It's out of print now. Of course it is. They got the DC sort of black in the middle. Nice little forward about this. And talking about some great artists they had on this. And they really did. Usually these end up with Superman and Batman kind of just teaming up in the first few. And there's competing over Lois Lane's love in the first few of these a little bit. It's kind of cheesy. And then they go to extraordinary lengths not to let Lois know Superman's secret identity. And they switch costumes and things like that. And this happens over a couple different issues here. So lots of fun in that. Then it starts to go along. It starts to get a little wackier. It's not quite. I'm not really there yet. But they start to have competitions of like who's the best superhero. There's lots of stories about Batman gaining Superman powers. And here's Bruce Wayne dressed up as a like fortune teller to solve some crime here. You do have Lex Luthor show up a couple times over the course of this series. But once they do these, here you are. There's a couple different Batmans, as you can see. Once it starts to go on, they start to get wackier. And there's aliens that show up. Batman and Superman go back in time and have stories like that. Here's one where they become the Three Musketeers, as you can see. I don't know. I really dislike it, the direction that they go as they go along to make things even wackier. But I enjoyed the first ones quite a bit. But it's still fun. These are still fun all the way through. There's really not a ton of continuity to it. Each story really has its own deal. The Super Batwoman. Yes, Batwoman shows up a few times. She gets abandoned and then, of course, brought back later. And they end up, like I said, Batman ends up getting Superman powers, or Batwoman in that issue. At least 10 times over the course of this omnibus. It's funny. But you can see, they just have that very campy style with Batman. But the art's pretty good all the way around. It's enjoyable. And it's, gosh, what does this cover? This covers, as far as content goes, it covers Superman 76, which is the first team up, which doesn't actually have a World's Finest thing. Then it covers World's Finest 71, all the way up to World's Finest 116. Now, I'm not sure what else is in World's Finest. Like I said, these are all 12-page stories, so obviously they filled it out. I don't know if they filled it out with other Batman and Superman reprints, or if there's other stories, backup stories, or things like that were in these magazines. They are not reprinted in this omnibus. Just these stories that are the team-up stories are in here. And I enjoyed it. It like I said, it's kind of a slow read. Here you get their wacky villains, the Batmite versus Mr. Ms. How do you pronounce that? Mixes Plick. Did I pronounce that right? I tried it, but you know them. They're both magical conjurations who like to mess with things and kind of troll. They're trolls, is what they are, and they end up trolling each other to try to one up each other, and it's pretty funny, pretty cute at the end of that. And that's about it. You get a little alien invasion at the end that they save the day of, like usual. 626 pages of content. And there's a volume 2 of this for the Silver Age World's Finest, which I will get around to reading at some point. Enjoyable stuff. Great comic history. Everything's super wholesome in here and enjoyable. They just don't make comics like this anymore, my friends. I do love it, and I give it an 8.5 out of 10. Good stuff. All right, let me know what you think about this. Hit that like and subscribe button. We'll be back soon.